Hi guys, this is gsunknown.com and I'm here with the Windows Phone 8X by HTC, also known as the HTC 8X. It's their very first Windows Phone 8 handset and today I'm going to unbox it for you. So let's remove this plasticky thing and let's open the box that's shaped just like a stranger egg if you want. The box is pretty much the same one as those we've seen on the HTC One X and the HTC One S. And here we are. This is the device we've been waiting for. Let's remove the plasticky thing. And this is the HTC 8X. You'll find it at about $99 on a 2-year contract on some carriers, or $199 once again on a 2-year contract. There are many color versions of it. Those that I know are black and blue. Apparently there's also a red one and a bunch of others. I like the texture of the back very much. It feels like velvet, if you ask me, and also it's got a very nice slope. As you can see, I would call it rounded, but it's not exactly rounded, it's sloped. As you can see, there's a Beats Audio logo, so that promises great audio quality, and overall it's not a very heavy device. Let's see what's inside the box. A huge, and I mean huge, amount of manuals. The last time I saw that many manuals was at my SATs, so huge amount of manuals. And of course we got a charger right here, HTC charger, and then we've got the USB cable, and predictably enough the headphones that look pretty normal at first, but I suspect very good audio quality thanks to Beats. I guess we'll find that later on. Okay, so it's time to start up the device. You can see all the classic buttons are here. The on-off button is at the top, but it's very well incorporated, so too well incorporated, doesn't stand out that much. So let's press it, start the device and go through the initial setup process. So as I said, we're dealing with a Windows Phone 8 device. It has a micro SIM card slot, velvet texture at the back. It was launched in November and it has a 4.3-inch display, 720p screen. And now we're going through the initial setup process of the handset. You should also know that it measures 10.1 millimeters in thickness, so it's not that thin but also not that thick. It weighs 130 grams and we're waiting for the initial boot in order to set it up. As I said, it's got Beats Audio, 1 gig of RAM, 16 gig of storage. It's got Bluetooth 3.1, Wi-Fi and NFC. Okay, privacy statement, recommended apps, next, sign in later. And this may take a while. I'm sure that you know this Windows Phone setup process tends to take a while. So that's why I'm going to tell you something more about the device. So as I said, 1 gig of RAM, 16 gig of storage, an 8 megapixel camera at the back with an LED flash and the ability to do 1080p video capture at 30 frames per second. At the front we have a 2.1 megapixel camera right here in the corner. And this is Windows Phone 8. I expect some tweaks from HTC if possible. Inside this handset we have a dual core Snapdragon S4 CPU, 1.5 GHz, and the GPU is an Adreno 225. There's no FM radio, just like on the Samsung Active S that we tested recently, another Windows Phone 8 device. But we also have GPS and GLONASS, and the battery is a 1800 mAh unit. Around the camera sensor at the back we have a metallic ring, an aluminum ring, pretty nice touch from HTC. And I can see that there are pretty big edges at the top and bottom of the device. That's the thing that jumps out to me the first. Big edge at the bottom, big edge at the top. Not so big edge on the sides. The back is all polycarbonate with a very nice finishing, soft touch back. There's no micro SD card slot on the device, so you'll have to be happy with the 16 gig of storage. And the screen is optically laminated, so there's less reflectivity and better brightness and more vivid colors. So as you can see, the setup process is taking quite a while, but it's worth it if you want to have a glance at Windows Phone 8 running on an HTC handset. Once again, it's Christmas time almost and a lot of price reductions, so you may find the HTC 8X at prices as low as $99 on a contract or $199 on contract. So the screen, in case you're wondering about the technology, it's an SLCD2 4.3 inches and the resolution is 720p. It's got Gorilla Glass 2 protection, and I've heard that the front camera is able to do Full HD capture, although that sounds unbelievable. There's also a pretty big earpiece right here at the top. I expect top-notch quality from this earpiece, and also the speaker at the bottom, those little punctured holes. That's quite a big speaker, so I expect huge volume from it. Okay, we're finishing the setup process, and here we are. Windows Phone 8 is here with its 3 sizes of tiles. So we have the medium size, the small size, and this wide tile. We also have a camera button right here, so let's press it just for curiosity. And this is the camera. I'm pretty curious to see how the camera behaves in comparison to the sensors on the HTC One S and One X. I suppose they have some elements in common, but I guess we're going to find out over the next couple of days. For now, the initial functioning is okay. Let's see what the HTC area brings. So it's a sort of hub with weather, stock, news, and other stuff like that. We'll learn more over the next couple of days. For now, the screen looks bright and crisp. This is the same HTC hub. Let's go to photos and pinch and zoom up a bit with a picture so we can have an idea of the colors of this device. So crisp picture, crisp display, all is well for now. This was the unboxing of the HTC 8X or the Windows Phone 8X by HTC at gsmdome.com. Hope you like the unboxing. We'll be back with a full review in a couple of days. That's it, bye bye.